Part 12, When I Played the Triple Role. In June 1976 came the day I could come home after I had finished my military service. I received my monthly salary, bonus, and homecoming expenses from the unit. The sum of the money was more than 30,000 won. As soon as I arrived in Seoul, I enrolled in the evening class of the University Entrance Examination Academy with the money. I didn't want to fail anymore. I had planned to return to work after studying for a month, but Section Chief Kim told me to hurry to work because my position was ready. 2 days later, I returned to work at the company and began purchasing the subsidiary materials. When I was in the Army, Miss Kim's sister joined the same company. There was no one in the company who did not know about my relationship with Miss Kim. Miss Kim said she felt uncomfortable seeing her sister at work and suggested to get married. I felt gloomy. I was in a hurry to go to college. Besides, there was no house to live in, and there was no money for the wedding. I need nothing. We can go into your parents' house. If you delay the marriage, I will quit my job and go to Chochon City to my grandmother's house. When I recalled the days I missed her while in the Army, I never wanted to break up with her again. Then, let's get married after I get into college. Only then did she smile softly. I've been waiting 33 months, but I can wait about 8 more months. On October 26, 1979, President Park was shot to death by Kim Jae-kyu, the Director of National Intelligence. The nation was on high alert and the whole nation was uneasy. Before this incident, North Korean armed guerrillas infiltrated various parts of the country and killed reservists. Our society was in disarray as spies emerged. Tragic incidents such as the infiltration of the North's 124th Armed Unit and the atrocities of the armed guerrillas in the Ulsan-Semchok area could happen again. It was a serious situation that could lead to another war on the Korean Peninsula. Although the nation was in a serious state of unrest, political strife continued at home. There seemed to be no national leader who truly loved the country. Everyone seemed lost in reason. At times like that, I thought everyone should join forces. My blood was seething with anger, but I gave up on other ideas and devoted myself to work and studying for the college entrance. I took a preliminary examination in late fall. In the case of biology, I studied very little, but I got 13 out of 15 questions. As I was interested in the field, the biology questions came easy to me. Perhaps after serving in the Army, I was able to discern things and read the intent of the examination. The result of the preliminary examination was all right. Judging from the number of admissions and the distribution of grades, I thought I could go to the evening college. Although I failed the first exam, there were many schools that I could apply for in the second exam. I visited my friend and consulted with him. He was attending the evening school at K University, but tendered his registration to the bank to prepare for the higher civil service examination. I was attracted to the university because it was close to my house and my friend was attending. I applied for K University College of Business Administration and got accepted without any problems. It took me a long time to go to the university again after I quit studying at the Korean National Open University. By the time I was discharged from the military, my father had a lot of work to do. My father set up 2 industrial sewing machines in the house. He worked on repairing seats on buses to that day, and with more buses, my father's work increased. He always wanted to open a small shop. The work was done as it used to be, but all my family worked together now. My mother was in charge of purchasing the materials, and my 2 younger brothers helped cutting the synthetic vinyl leather. My second younger brother did needlework with the sewing machine. He kept to himself, so he usually didn't talk, but He did his job properly. My brothers took over what I used to do as a child, and they were better at it than me. When my father was at work, he was always angry with my mother if it didn't go his way. Still, my mother put up with it calmly. One day, my mother proposed to buy a small house. Near the neighborhood, there was a row house for 7.5 million won. I was so short of money that I borrowed money from here and there and bought a house. I also asked Miss Kim. She had a 3-year-old savings as a property formulation savings account. She let me borrow that money. I remembered a prophecy that the fortune teller had told my mother when I was in high school. He was an old man, and there was a rumor that he often made correct fortunes. My mother went to the fortune teller's house when she had a difficult affair. She always took me with her when she went there. "Your eldest son will buy a house when he's 25. As the old man predicted, we bought a house in the year I was 25. I spent all my money, so I didn't have the money to get into college. I managed to register with the money I received from the bank on my student loan. I attended the orientation with the students in March. You're excellent people who have come through a 10-to-1 competition. The professor's words raised my shoulders. I was a little thrilled to have gone a long way and become a college student. I couldn't forget the hardships it took me to get there. In my childhood, the days when I was envious of the students wearing middle school uniforms passed by my eyes. I enrolled in college with difficulty, but it was a problem because the class at college began before the closing time in my office. The college class started at 6 in the evening, and the closing time was after 7. If Section Chief Kim had been in my office, he would have helped me well, but he was retired. While retiring, he also asked the officials around me to take care of me so that I could attend the evening college. It was an unforgettable blessing. Yet until then, there was no employee who went to the evening college. I sneaked out of my office and went to college in the evening, determined to quit my job. As I left work early, I had to work harder on my duties during the working hours. My job was to get a refund on tariffs, to fill out export licenses, etc. I used both of my hands when using the calculator to speed up my work. I tapped on the calculator with my 5 fingers of my left hand and wrote down the numbers with my right hand. With the calculator, it was faster and simpler than using an abacus. When I was a child, I practiced thrusting wooden columns with a screwdriver to develop my left hand. I guess my childhood behavior wasn't useless. You'll have a hard time getting married to me, but if you don't mind, we'll live together. Young people these days propose beautifully, but then that's all I had. Miss Kim smiled with her face wide open. Together, we can overcome any environment. She spoke bravely, not knowing anything. I didn't think she'd be able to handle it when she came into my house, which was as good as a battlefield. I decided to hurry up and hold a meeting between both families' parents. I made a reservation at the wedding hall in Jongno right away. In order to remember the wedding date easily, I set on June 7th, the day after Memorial Day. It's the bride's parents who choose the date of the wedding. My mother is angry at me for not choosing an auspicious day and for making a reservation without consulting her. I don't want to believe in a fortune teller. I have to make up my mind and pioneer my life, I believe. My mother went to see a fortune teller, and she said you would be a big star in the world when you got older. I don't know what she was talking about. Even if we're different on the outside, we'll be a well-matched couple. I think that's why she's so relieved.